Akira.
Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Trying to change the world, I'm a plotting scheme. Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Trying to change the world, I'm a plotting scheme.
Welcome to the Meaningwave Live Super Request Show. Shouts out to everyone locked in live. And once again, special shout out to those who waited in the cold, because we are broadcasting later than we were supposed to be. All of this stuff that's been going on basically has led to my DJ library being borked. I've been trying to fix that. I finished this morning's show and immediately set to trying to fix the DJ library, which is big operation. You have to set something running for like 2 hours and come back to it type thing. And I was still trying to fix it now, basically, and it's not fixed. So there you go. But it's fixed enough that we can do a show. Enough that we can do a show, by Jove. It's, you know, there's a kind of metaphor. I don't know if you got any cactus, but here's the thing, right? Cactus, we had a bunch of cactus, you know? And a lot of people around here have cactus. Cactus are good plants to have if you live in Dripping Springs, Texas, because it's normally really hot. It's been really hot for like 70 years. So that's predictable, climate-wise. And, you know, there's a lot of deer around here, and they eat your plants, but they won't eat your cactuses because, you know, they get their face all spiked up, you know? They don't like that shit. So, you know, a lot of us got cactuses, baby. I had some beautiful cactuses, you know, that a friend of mine grew in Los Angeles, and he spent years and years growing them, you know. And it's thawed out here now. The ice and snow is all gone today. And what remains is a load of dead plants and broken trees. And completely destroyed cactuses. It's real sad, baby. The cactuses have, like, just turned to mush. They've just collapsed. These, you know, what was a great big proud cactus has just they're collapsed, baby, and they've just, the insides have turned to liquid. Basically, like, you know, frozen wastelands is the opposite of where a cactus wants to be, you know. And that's kind of what happened to my DJ laptop. Insides turn to mush, and nothing's how it's supposed to be. Its DNA got all borked. It was just not correct. And yeah. So yeah, baby. Poor cacti. And yeah, we had a tree in the back garden, broke in half. And our oak tree out the front, one of its major big oaken branches, you know, just cracked. And yeah, cracked, baby, cracked. Broken bough. So F in the chat for all the cactuses, all the Dripping Springs cactuses. F in the chat for those, and F in the chat for the broken trees, baby. F in the chat for the broken trees. But I gotta say, shout out to you, of course. I gotta say, big up you. You're here, you know? You braved the storms of the internet to be here, and I'm proud of you. And grateful.
Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Sweet to be sour, too nice to be. Trying to change the world, I'm a rotten scheme.
It's the Meaningwave Live Super Request Show, Super Chat. Your Meaningwave Super Request. Or if you're on Twitch, you can use the... Oh, Jesus Christ.
One thing I might mention.
Use the Streamlab donate function. You can. Woo! Hey!
You know, in Sleeping Beauty goes to sleep. And the reason she goes to sleep is because he has parents who are quite old. So they're very desperate to have a child, like so many people are now. And they only have one child, like so many people do now. They don't want anything to happen to this child, because like, hey, it's a miracle. And she's the princess. We're not letting anything around her. So they have a big christening party, and they invite everybody. But they don't invite Maleficent. And Maleficent is the terrible mother. She's nature, the thing that goes bump in the night. She's the devil herself, so to speak. She's everything that you don't want your child to encounter. So the king and queen say, well, we just won't invite her to the christening. It's like, good luck with that. That's an Oedipal story. The mother who devours her child by overprotecting him or her. Instead of being strengthened by an encounter with the terrible world, they're weakened by too much protection. And then when they're let out into the world, they cannot live. And that's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Here's a little story that must be told.
And they apologize to Maleficent when she first shows up and say, well, you know, they have a bunch of half-witted
It's cracking with you.
don't invite her. We forgot.
What?
Like, I don't think so.
Sid Seaver Skunk's in the house, Earl Ink's in the house, Julie Seward is in the house.
She kind of makes that point. So
Julie Seward says, I was Maleficent yesterday.
that when you have a child, that's for sure. You might wish that it,
Well, like, really?
you do not forget about it. The question is, do
It's terrifying.
the party? And the
Glad
answer
you recovered.
bloody well depends how unconscious you want your child to be. And if you want your child to be unconscious, well, then you have the added advantage that maybe they won't leave home. And so you can take advantage of them for the rest of your sad life instead of going off to find something to do for yourself. First, you can take revenge on them if they do have any impetus toward good that you sacrificed yourself 30 years ago and want to stamp out as soon as you see it develop with your child. That's another thing that would be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. That's another thing that would be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. That's another thing that would be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. Be quite pleasant. So that's what happens in Sleeping Beauty. It's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Here's a little story that must be told.
Yeah, well, none of this is pleasant, and nothing that happens in that story is pleasant. So Sleeping Beauty, she's naive as hell. They put her out in the forest and have her raised by these goody two-shoes fairies. And the first idiot prince that wanders by, she falls in love with so badly that she has post-traumatic stress disorder when he rides off on his horse. That's what happens. And she goes into the castle and she's all freaked out because she met the love of her life like 5 minutes. That's when the spinning wheel, that's the wheel of fate, pops up and she pricks her finger. They try to get rid of all the spinning wheels. They try to get rid of all the wheels of fate with their pointed end. She finds it, pricks her finger, falls down unconscious. All she wants to be unconscious. And no bloody wonder. She was protected her whole life. She's so damn naive that her first love affair just about kills her. She wants to go to sleep and never wake up. Never wake up. Never wake up. She wants to go to sleep and never wake up. And so that's exactly what happens. And then she has to wait for the prince to come and rescue. Well, you think, how sexist can you get? That's a boneheaded way of looking at the story, because the prince isn't just a man who's coming to rescue the woman. The prince also represents the woman's own consciousness. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Hi.
That's the story of Sleeping Beauty. That's the story of Sleeping Beauty.
What's
That's
up?
the story of Sleeping Beauty.
Here's a little story that must be told.
Without that forward-going, courageous consciousness, a woman herself will drift into unconsciousness and terror. All she can do is lay there and sleep, like the sleep of the naive and damned. She has to wake herself up, bring her own consciousness, her own masculine consciousness into the forefront so that she can survive in the world. Unless the woman is taken out of man, so to speak, then she isn't a human being. She's just a creature, and that's partly what's embedded in this story. So you don't want to read it as a patriarchal. You don't want to read anything that way.
Whoa. Modern Meaningwave classic there. That's Akira The Don and Jordan Peterson. Sleeping Beauty from the album JBP Wave Aesthetic. Aesthetic. How are you? How are you doing, baby? What's cracking with you? How's your day? International High Five o'clock. Let's get the International High Five cracking. If you're on YouTube, smash that like. If you're on Twitch, do that thing you do on Twitch. Yeah. Alright. What up, Jules? Hey, y'all, I made it. Me too. We all just made it. Well, I just made it. We all just made it. We're about to just make it beautiful. Ooh! Come on. Oh! All right, International High Five. Let me know where you are. And what of next week are you most excited about? Or looking forward to? We got a new week coming up. What you gonna do with that new week? We're almost out of February. Almost run out of February. I am shocked. I'm aghast. We're almost out of February. Good thing about being almost out of February means there's a brand new album dropping this week. Oh! It's that time of the month, baby. New album time of the month. Praise Jah. CB's in Hawaii. What's up, Hawaii? Mel Paradise. Just looking forward to finally getting some painting done. Yes. Sploosh. Good work. Logan Myers says, this music saved my life. Keep doing good. God bless you, Logan Myers. Glad you're here, baby. What's up, Julie Seward? Good to see you. Yeah. Jules Vaughn, what's cracking in Colorado? Feeling fine as frog hair. Sativa skunk. I never thought of cactus as a food, but it's seriously delicious. It is, isn't it? Well, it can be. It's difficult to get into, you know. Hola to St. Charles, Missouri. I have a job interview on Friday that would let me finally be able to use my degree. Nervously excited. Oh my goodness. To link with me is here at the peak of recorded human history. What's up? What's up? XX Maddock. XX Maddock is in the house. Robert Easley, Lombard, Illinois, fishing certification and tackling my drone license. Oh! Oh man, drone people, we need you. Julie Seward in the UK, I'm excited for the good things that are going to happen that I don't know about yet. Boom! Julie Seward, isn't it terribly late in the UK? Isn't it like 3 a.m. or something? Why aren't you asleep? Logan Myers, what's up? Or Sivian in Melbourne, most excited about finishing my deck, making it beautiful. Aesthetics 100. Yeah, come on. Come on. Payson Vaughan says, how fine is frog hair exactly? What kind of a question is that? Shaky Pavel, Cali, looking forward to a desert walk. Don't do it. Wait, what? What kind of desert walk? Is that one of them Jesus ones? Get after it. David S., California, hitting new highs in my small business. Come on, baby. Jules Vaughan to Peyton Vaughan. Oh, yeah, of course. Bag it up. Bag it up, Peyton. Gotta bag it up. Julie Seward says it's 1:37 a.m. All right, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. All right, gang. It looks like it's looks like you know what you're up to. Looks like you've got this all sorted. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Yo, make some noise for Stan Lee.
One thing I might mention, most writers, and I think it's an unfortunate thing, they try to write something that they think a certain audience might enjoy. I've never been able to do that because I can't put myself in the mind of other people. I only know what I enjoy. So every time I've written a story, I've always tried to write the sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. A story that would interest me while I'm writing it, as I'm waiting to find out what happens next.
Hey.
And I can't know what other people think, but I can know what I think. I can't know what other people think, but I can know what I think. And I feel I'm not that unusual. If there's a type of story I like, there must be lots of people who like the same type of stories. Therefore, I have always written to please myself, not to please a certain type of audience. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. Because you can't know the audience as well as you know yourself. And if I write a story that I'm enjoying while I'm writing it, and I can't wait to see what happens next, then I'm hoping that a large proportion of the public will feel the same way and they'll enjoy it too. So to sum it up, I have always tried to please myself, not other people. And somehow it seems to have worked, because I guess I'm not that different than other people.
Yeah.
I've always tried to write the sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. The sort of story that I myself would enjoy reading. So good luck to you. Thanks for listening, and I really enjoyed talking to you. Excelsior!
Make some noise to Stan Lee!
Don't expect applause. You won't scoff when I wipe out this whole section of the city. Akira. That's right.
To me, the human aspect of superheroes has always been the most important part.
What's up, Fool Killer?
Your superhero might be extra strong, or might be able to fly or run as fast as a comet. But unless you care about the superhero's personal life, you're just reading a shallow story. Just because a person has a superpower doesn't mean he might not have the same personal problems that you or I might. Just because a person has a superpower doesn't mean he might not have the same personal problems that you or I might. Maybe he doesn't have enough money. Maybe he has a family problem. Or maybe the girl he loves doesn't love him. Or maybe the girl he loves doesn't want to be involved with a superhero. There are so many things you can think of that round out the character and the personality. So the superhero isn't just one or two dimensional. You want a three-dimensional superhero who lives and breathes and worries and experiences things just the way you and I do, except for the fact that he or she has a superpower. Just because a person has a superpower doesn't mean he might not have the same personal problems that you or I might. Just because a person has a superpower doesn't mean he might not have the same personal problems that you or I might. Just because a person...
Make some noise to Stan Lee.
Doesn't mean
from the immortal Stan Lee EP.
Personal problems that you or I might. Just because a person...
That one's for Fool Killer.
...has a superpower.
Just because someone has a superpower.
...not have the same personal problems that you or I might.
Special request for Chris Olin. Life is suffering.
I read a lot about terrible things that people have done to each other. You just cannot even imagine it. It's so awful. So you don't want to be someone like that. Now, do you have a reason to be? Yes. You have lots of reasons to be. God, there's reasons to be resentful about your existence. Everyone you know is gonna die. You too. And there's gonna be a fair bit of pain along the way. And lots of it's gonna be unfair. It's like, yeah. No wonder you're resentful. It's like, act it out. See what happens. You make everything you're complaining about infinitely worse. There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit. And that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a bitch like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse. That's what life is like. It's suffering. That's what the religious people have always said. Life is suffering. Yes. Life is suffering. Yes. What do you do in the face of that suffering? Try to reduce it. Start with yourself. What good are you? Get yourself together, for Christ's Christ's sake, so that when your father dies, you're not whining away in the corner, and you can help plan the funeral, and you can stand up solidly so that people can rely on you. That's better. Don't be a damn victim. Of course you're a victim. Jesus. Obviously. Put yourself together. You know how to do that. You know what's wrong with you, if you'll admit it. You know there's a few things you could, like, polish up a little bit. That you might even be able to manage in your insufficient present condition. So you might shine yourself up a little bit, and then your eyes will be a little more open, and then you can shine yourself up a little bit more, and then maybe you could bring your family together instead of having to be the hateful, fightful, neurotic, infighting bats that you're doomed to spend Christmas with. Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
So then you fix yourself up a little bit, kind of humbly, because, God, you're a fixer-upper if there ever was one. And then you got to figure out how to make peace with your idiot brother, and probably not, because he's just as dumb as you, so how the hell are you going to manage that? So then maybe you get somewhere that way, and your family sort of functions, and you find out that kind of relieves a little bit of suffering, although it reduced the opportunity for spiteful revenge, and that's kind of a pain in the neck. So then you get your family together a little bit, and you're a little clued in then, at least a bit, because you've done something difficult that's actually difficult. You're a little wiser, and so then maybe you could put a tentative finger out beyond the family and try to change some little thing without wrecking it. Our society is complex, and we teach our students that they can just fix it. It's like, go fix a military helicopter and see how far you get with that. You're like a chimp with a wrench. What? Oh, look, it's better. It's like, no, it's not better. Things are complicated, and to fix things is really hard. And you have to be like a golden tool to fix things. And you're not. And that's the other message of the West. How do you overcome the suffering of life? Just be a better person. Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
Life is suffering.
Life is suffering.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
That's how you do it. Well, that's hard. It takes responsibility. And I think, if you said to someone, you want to have a meaningful life? Everything you do matters. That's the definition of a meaningful life. But everything you do matters. You're going to have to carry that with you. Or do you want to just forget about the whole meaning thing, and then you don't have any responsibility, because who the hell cares? You can wander through life doing whatever you want, gratifying impulsive desires for how useful that's going to be, and you're stuck in meaninglessness, but you don't have any responsibility. Which one do you want? Well, ask yourself, which one are you pursuing? And you'll find very rapidly that it isn't the majority of your soul that's pursuing the whole meaning thing, because, well, look what you have to do that. You have to take on the fact that life is suffering. You have to put yourself together in the face of that. Well, that's hard. Christ, it's amazing people can even do it. I'm stunned every day when I go outside, and it isn't a riot. thing burning.
What a crazy, crazy, incredible tune! Wow, what an amazing song we made. Wow, thank you, Chris Olin, for asking us to play that song. Wow, in general. Yo, that shit fucked me up. I haven't heard that for a little bit. Woo! Alright. Make some noise for yourself, you bad mama jammy. You look at you. Oh. Look at you, what a beautiful, beautiful audience we have tonight. Look at these fine, fine beings. Look at you, Mel Paradise. Look at you, 25 Blades. Look at you, Nightbot. Look at you, Sheila. Look at you, Delinquent Me. Look at you, XX Maddox Maja XX. Look at you, Shecky Pavel. Look at you, the Logan Mars. Come on! Thank you, Stephen Harms, for the support. God bless you, baby. What up, Accidental Poet, you legend. I was trying to fix the DJ laptop earlier. I was actively engaged in fixing the DJ laptop, and I had the Accidental Poet live stream on. You know, it came on accidentally. I accidentally opened YouTube and it came on. I was like, "Oh, this is dope." It was really good. I believe people from the Accidental Poet Discord took over the live streaming with DJ. Anyway, there's lots of very, very epic bass music. Accidental Poet's an epic channel. If you've never checked it out, check out Accidental Poet. Very, 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 very excellent taste there. Thank you, Accidental Poet. Says, thanks for stopping by the stream today. It was a pleasant surprise. I gift my request to the best YouTube mod in the business, YouTube Hero Alex. Hey, that's nice. YouTube Hero Alex, you get a request. I wonder what he's going to request. Oh, he's just requested it. Aw, ain't that nice? All right, you go and get it. This one here, though. This was a request someone actually apparently put in last night. Someone with the username Meaning donated $100 via the Streamlabs and asked to hear If. So here you go, you Meaning, whoever you are and wherever you are. Thank you for that generous support, and this is for you, baby. This is a modern classic from Rudyard Kipling, Akira The Don, Jocko Willink.
He's got clout.
This shit called If.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. One heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. nor loving friends can hurt you if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
1, 2, 3, go!
User nickname Meaning. Excellent request. Thank you for the support. What an epic tune. Hey, this one is for YouTube Hero Alex. Everyone make some noise for YouTube Hero Alex. This was gifted to him by the Accidental Poet. Make some noise for the Accidental Poet.
Just one example of the total wrongness of something I tend to be automatically sure of. Everything in my own immediate experience supports my deep belief that I am the absolute center of the universe. The realest, most vivid, and important person in existence. We rarely talk about this sort of natural, basic self-centeredness because it's so socially repulsive. But it's pretty much the same for all of us. It is our default setting, hardwired into our boards at birth. Think about it. There is no experience you have had that you are not at the absolute center of. The world as you experience it is there in front of you or behind you, to the left or right of you, on your TV or your monitor. The world as you experience it is there in front of you or behind you, to the left or right of you, on your TV or your monitor, and so on. Other people's thoughts and feelings have to be communicated to you somehow, but your own are so immediate, urgent, real. Please don't worry that I'm getting ready to lecture you about compassion or other directedness or all the so-called virtue. This is not a matter of virtue. It's a matter of my choosing to do the work at somehow also of getting free of my natural, hardwired default setting, which is to be deeply and literally self-centered, and to see and interpret everything through this lens of self. People who can adjust their natural default setting this way are often described as being well adjusted, which I suggest to you is not an accidental term. The world as you experience it is there in front of you or behind you, to the left or right of you, on your TV or your monitor. The world as you experience it is there in front of you or behind you, to the left or right of you, on your TV or your monitor.
Akira The Don and David Foster Wallace from the This Is Water Wave mini album. Very rare, very epic, very useful. Very much dedicated to YouTube Hero Alex, Twitch Hero Alex, Shark Hero Alex, Discord Hero Alex, Slack Hero Alex. All of them Alexes, baby, make some noise. Yeah! What XP you got? So you always come in clutch, baby. What XP? Just the finest tunes for What XP. Yeah! Make some noise for my guy. What XP. And the P. R-I-N-C-E. Broadcasting live across space and time for 99.
One thing I wanted to say is,
yeah.
One thing I wanted to say is, don't be fooled by the internet.
Nah.
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer, don't let the computer use you. You all saw the Matrix.
You all saw the Matrix. What's up?
There's a war going on, the battlefield is the mind. The prize is the soul. The prize is the soul. The prize is the soul. There's a war going on, the battlefield is in the mind. And the prize is the soul. The prize is the soul. The prize is the soul.
What up, MAC? Make some noise. We broadcasting live across space on time. We on YouTube, we on Twitch, we on ThinkSpot. We on a podcast feed in 2013. We on a podcast feed in 2057. I don't know how we do it, but we do. Shouts out to Prince in the 90s coming with that wisdom. Yeah!
There's a war going on, the battlefield is the mind. And the prize is the soul. The prize is the soul. The prize is the soul. There's a war going on, the battlefield is in the mind. And the prize is the soul. The prize is the soul. The prize is the soul.
What up, yo?
Be careful.
Be careful, Nikolai Beats. Nice to see you, baby.
Be careful.
Any friend of Little Fever is a friend of ours. Yeah! Be careful, Becca H. Be careful, Robert Easley. Be careful, 25 Blades. Be careful, Fool Killer. Be careful, Love Coach. Be careful, Liberate Them Folks. Be careful, Mike. Be careful, 25 Blades. That's Akira The Don and Prince. That's me. What's up? Akira The Don, not Prince. Prince is Prince, obviously. That's Akira The Don and Prince from Meaningwave Masterpieces 2 LP. Out on all streaming platforms. This song here is not on all streaming platforms. This is a rare gem from my old-ass mixtape from a couple years ago. And this one I'm going to dedicate to you. I'm going to dedicate it to you. Although I do believe Zachary requested it. So this is for you.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that
You're as proud as I am proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I hope that you
are proud of you too. Whoa!
I am.
I am. Hey. I am. Hey. I am. Come on. I am.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that
You're as proud as I am.
proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that you are proud of you too. Proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that
You're as proud as I am proud of you. I'm proud of you. I hope that you are proud of you too. Whoa! YouTube, smash that like. Twitch, host that stream. ThinkSpot, do that thing you do. Yeah! Hey. that you are proud of you too. I hope that you are proud of you too. Becca H. This one's for you. Ed.
This guy, he'd been in a motorcycle accident and it really ruined him. And he was like a linesman, you know, working on the power. And he was working with someone who had Parkinson's disease, and they had complementary inadequacies. And so two of them could do the job of one person. So they're out there fixing power lines in the freezing cold, despite the fact that one was 3/4 wrecked with a motorcycle accident. The other one had Parkinson's. It's like, that's how our civilization works. There's all these ruined people out there. They've got problems like you can't believe. Off they go to work. Can do things they don't even like. And look, the lights are on. My God, it's unbelievable. It's a miracle. Look, the lights are on. It's a miracle. It's unbelievable. It's a miracle. Look, the lights are on. It's a miracle. It's unbelievable. And we're so ungrateful. College students, postmodern times. They're so ungrateful. You know, they don't know that they're surrounded by just a bloody miracle. A miracle that all this stuff works. That all you crazy chimpanzees that don't know each other can sit in the same room for 2 hours sweltering away without tearing each other apart, because that's what chimps do.
That's what chimps do.
Without tearing each other apart, because that's what chimps do. It's a miracle. Look, the lights are on. It's a miracle. It's unbelievable. It's a miracle. Look, the lights are on. It's a miracle. It's unbelievable. It's a miracle. Look, the lights are on. It's a miracle. It's unbelievable. It's a miracle. Look, the lights are on. It's a miracle. It's unbelievable. So, anyways, so, what happened? Well, I made some videos and I got to the bottom of some things, at least as far as I could tell. So I told you what the bottom is. Then I got this idea about what you might do about it, which isn't my idea. It's not my idea. It's an old idea. It's far older than Christianity. It's the oldest story of mankind. It's old. Get yourself together. Transcend your suffering. See if you can be some kind of hero. Get yourself together. Transcend your suffering. See if you can be some kind of hero. Get yourself together. Transcend your suffering. See if you can be some kind of hero. Make the suffering in the world less. Well, that's the way forward, as far as I can tell. If there is any way forward. And that's what it looks like to me. So.
He's got clowns. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah! Amazing record.
Hey, let's go.
Thank you, Becca H, for requesting that. Yo!
I wish we had better perspective.
Hey.
I wish that there was some weird genie that could take us back into time so that every one of you could live one fucking day in your great-great-grandparents' shoes and understand how fucking good you have it. Like if you really, really understood
I'm not naive to what's happening in our society. Let me just say this very clear so everybody gets it through their fucking dome. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind.
This is the best. This is the best.
This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. Fascinated by this. Fascinated by fucking mindset. It's a binary decision if you're gonna be positive or negative about shit.
Come on.
When you bet on optimism, when you're on the offense, when you were playing towards intangibles, you do something super duper interesting. You start suffocating it. If you asked me what the number one thing is that I'm thankful for that my parents gave me, taking me from a communist country and moving me to the US, parenting me well, roof and clothes. If you ask me the number one thing I wake up every morning and thank them.
What's that, Ed Smith?
Is I never saw either one of them complain about jack shit. And it basically created learned behavior for me. I am incapable of actually complaining about shit. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the best. This is the best. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the best. We have it. The best. And all I see is people sitting around dwelling around dumb shit, what they don't have, instead of focusing on what they do have. The internet is a fucking miracle. It's a fucking miracle. The internet is a fucking miracle. It's a fucking miracle. There was no side hustle for your great-grandparents. When it was 9 p.m., it was dark and cold outside. We moved so fast. And in our speed of getting used to how fucking awesome it is, I'm just desperate for you to not lose perspective. The greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind.
This is the best. This is the best.
This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. Both my grandfathers had the same exact thing that I had, and
MAC makes me die.
In communist Russia, post-World War II, their communism put them both in jail for 10 years. Like,
YouTube makes some noise.
Like, just think about that.
Alright.
Timing, opportunity.
Switch makes some noise.
Life is binary.
What?
It's either.
Just as Andre P's son.
You are either sitting.
Says Andre P says my son is growing up listening to Akira.
There is no fucking half pregnant. There's no in between. You're either this or that.
He loves Deadwood. Hey, shouts out to him. Yeah. Yo, that one was for Ed Smith. Appreciate you, baby.
Akira.
Brick Johnson says pick a request from the chat. I saw this come up, so I picked this.
Even those that are supposedly born and never lose touch with the knowledge of their true nature, they are not much help to humanity because they don't know how to meet anybody where they are. In order to be of help to humanity, you have to take the pathways yourself. yourself that you are then going to suggest to others. And there was a beautiful comment Darfrey John made. He said a beautiful thing. He said, I had to become like you so that you could become like me. I had to become like you so that you could become like me. He claimed to have been born without forgetting his true nature. But he realized that he was of no use to humanity in that condition. So he consciously forgot his own nature so as to have to find pathways for himself back home in order to then make those pathways available to other people. And hence he said, I had to become like you in order for you to become like me. I had to become like you in order for you to become like me.
Become Like You, featuring Rupert Spira from Meaningwave Masterpieces 1, the first Meaningwave Masterpieces album from 2019. That was kicked off by this. What up, Beta 123? Nice pick.
Akira.
Nice choice. What?
Akira The Don is a British musician, DJ, and producer. He's worked in genres as diverse as pop, hip-hop, indie, dance, and more recently, perhaps, something that has come to be known as Meaningwave.
Cut the speech up with the beat, added some crackling vinyl. The older I get, the more I know just how little I know. Most men living one bad day away from being a wino. Many sing along, but how many could hit the high notes? Look for the grace of God, go idle. Hello, hi, pre-flight for someone from such a place as I. You might not walk, but you might fly. Believe we live in such a time. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I'm live, been a peak of recorded human history. Hear them shout. Let's go.
Fuck that shit for existence. Perseverance plus persistence. Don't need motivation. We got meaning. Discipline equals freedom. It's that. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave. I took the speech, shut the shit to the beat. It was sweet and that's how I made meaningwave. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave.
A combination of spoken word and music chosen for its emotional and conceptual appropriateness from some of my sayings and my talks. Akira has also produced similar works featuring Ellen Watts, Jocko Willink, Terence McKenna, David Foster Wallace, and Elon Musk, among others. So, welcome, Akira. It's nice to talk to you. What are you up to?
Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave. I took the speech, got that shit to the beat. It was sweet and that's how I made meaningwave. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave. I took the speech, got that shit to the beat. It was sweet and that's how I made meaningwave. Meaningwave, 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 meaningwave.
Do you know, Asclepius, that Egypt is an image of heaven? Or to speak more exactly, in Egypt, all the operations of the powers which rule and work in heaven are present in the earth below. In fact, it should be said that the whole cosmos dwells in this our land, as in a sanctuary. And yet, since it is fitting that wise men should have knowledge of all events before they come to pass, you must not be left in ignorance of what I will now tell you. There will come a time when it will have been in vain that Egyptians have honored the Godhead with heartfelt piety and service, and all our holy worship will be fruitless and ineffectual. The gods will return from earth to heaven. Egypt will be forsaken. And the land which was once the home of religion will be left desolate, bereft of the presence of its deity.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty sight. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion nothing will remain but an empty sight.
Which thine own children in time to come will not believe. Nothing will be left but graven words, and only the stones will tell of thy piety. And in that day, men will be weary of life, and they will cease to think the universe worthy of reverent wonder and worship. They will no longer love this world around us, this incomparable work of God, this glorious structure which he has built, this sum of good made up of many diverse forms, this instrument whereby the will of God operates in that which he has made, ungrudgingly favoring man's welfare. This combination and accumulation of all the manifold things that call forth the veneration, praise, and love of the beholder. Darkness will be preferred to light, and death will be thought more profitable than life. No one will lift his eyes to heaven. The pious will be deemed insane. The impious wise, the madman will be thought a brave man, and the wicked will be esteemed as good. As for the soul, and the belief that it is immortal by nature, or may hope to attain to immortality, as I have taught you, all this they will mock, and even persuade themselves that it is false.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Egypt, Egypt. A fly religion, nothing will remain but an empty tap. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. A fly religion, nothing will remain but an empty
No word of reverence or piety, no utterance worthy of heaven will be heard or believed, and so the gods will depart from mankind, a grievous thing. And only evil angels will remain, who will mingle with men and drive the poor wretches into all manner of reckless crime, into wars and robberies and frauds and all things hostile to the nature of the soul. Then will the earth tremble and the sea bear no ships. Heaven will not support the stars in their orbits. All voices of the gods will be forced into silence. The fruits of the earth will rot, the soil will turn barren, and the very air will thicken with sullen stagnation. All things will be disordered and awry. All good will disappear. Befallen Asclepius, then God, the creator of all things, will look on that which has come to pass and will stop the disorder by the counterforce of his will, which is the good. He will call back to the right path those who have gone astray. He will cleanse the world of evil, washing it away with floods, burning it out with the fiercest fire, and expelling it with war and pestilence. And thus he will bring back his world to its former aspect, so that the cosmos will once more be deemed worthy of worship and wondering reverence. And God, the maker and maintainer of the mighty fabric, will be adored by the men of that day with continuous songs of praise and blessing. Such is the new birth of the cosmos. It is a making again of all things good, a holy and awe-inspiring restoration of all nature. And it is wrought inside the process of time by the eternal will of the Creator.
Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion, nothing will remain but an empty soul. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Oh, Egypt, Egypt. Of thy religion, nothing will remain but an empty soul.
What's up? Yeah, that was a very epic request there for Becca H, Graham Hancock, and Akira The Don, The Lament of Hermes. The Akira The Don and Graham Hancock album comes out this week. This week! Yeah! That's what's up! What up, now?
Akira The Don is for the heroes.
Because, I mean, I'm talking with the person who gave us the AMA, gave me Blue Church, Jordan Hall. And part of that is this idea, which is the religion that's not a religion, and trying to come up with a post-religious faith. Because here's the idea. this is probably in some ways my most radical idea. I want to do what like Augustine did as the Roman Empire is falling. He laid the foundation. He laid the cultural cognitive grammar for an entirely different culture, and they stole the culture bottom up. He laid the cultural cognitive grammar for an entirely different culture, and they stole the culture bottom up. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. And do everything I can. And I can do everything I can. And I can. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. The imperial system at some point clamped down again, but nevertheless we shifted out of antiquity. We shifted to a different world. So I want to try and do that. I want to try and create the systems of meaning, the religion that's not a religion, the ecologies of practices, the communities, the networks of communities. All of this is already happening. Really empower it, both in terms of its grammar, give it the best scientific tools for engineering the practices and the ecology of practices. I basically want to steal the culture. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. And do everything I can. And I can do everything I can. And I can. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. The people who have been abusing us for such a very long time. And I usually don't speak politically because I think the political framing is often a deep misrepresentation of the issue, at least the way in which political discourse has been sort of ossified. It's been ossified in ways that make choice no longer really relevant. And you know, Christianity stole the culture away from the elites of its time. Now, new elites form. They always will. But the culture changed, and it changed in an important way. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I see myself doing with a lot of these other people. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I see myself doing with a lot of these other people. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. And do everything I can. And I can do everything I can. And I can. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. And use this gospel. It's our road to heaven. We call on your blessing. Father, we put our faith. Kingdom, the kingdom. Our demons are trembling. Holy angels defending. It's Father, put our faith. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away. The whole point about the metaphors, we can't win by playing the game. That's right. My way of trying to understand what it is to not play their game and to shift over to a totally different game, to shift the culture. It's to steal the culture. The only thing I can get from history that's been able to do that are religion. But for reasons that I've articulated, I don't want, it's not personally, I mean in terms of the functionality, I don't think the standard model, the axial age model of religion is going to do what we need in order to steal the culture as deeply as we need to steal it.
Use this gospel for protection.
Akira The Don and Viveki John. With a little bit of Kanye. Just a little bit of Kanye. Use this gospel to steal the culture. Pum! One of these days I'll do an official version of that, but for now that shit just exists live, and I like that. I like that some shit you gotta tune in live for, baby. Some shit you gotta catch, you know what I mean? You gotta put in that effort. Makes it special. You gotta have special things, baby. You gotta have special things, you know? Special things and beautiful things. I'd say make it special, baby, and one way of making it special is to make it beautiful. Yeah! The last one was for CB. And this one's for Mike. Good looking out, baby. Meaningwave autonomous soul, make some noise for thy very self. What?
Without that beauty, there's no call to higher being. You know, this is also why I've mentioned to people that they should clean up their rooms. That's become quite the internet meme. But I'm really serious about it because it's really hard to do that. And it isn't just that you clean it up. You also make it beautiful.
Come on!
Make it beautiful.
Hey!
Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. And it's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. And it's really worthwhile. What's really cool is if you learn to make something beautiful, even one thing, if you could just make one thing in your life beautiful, then you've established a relationship with beauty. Nice. And then you can start to expand that relationship with beauty out into the world, like into other elements of your life. And that is so worthwhile. It's just incredibly, crazily worthwhile. Make it beautiful. 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 It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. And it's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. And it's really worthwhile. People are terrified of it. People are terrified of color. They paint their walls beige. They're terrified of art. They buy some mass-produced thing because they don't want anybody laughing at them for their lack of taste. And they would get laughed at because they have no taste. But you have to, well, it's right, because what do you know, right? You have to develop it, and so you're going to stumble along and make mistakes to begin with. And you're going to show yourself, because if you buy, I think this is pretty, and you know, somebody comes over and goes, hey, what's up with you? It's kind of hard on your self-esteem, but it's you're stumbling towards the right, you're stumbling towards the kingdom of God. That's what you're stumbling towards when you try to make an aesthetic decision. Make it beautiful. Yeah. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Aye. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. And it's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. And it's really worthwhile. Beauty is absolutely terrifying to people because beauty highlights what's ugly. And so if you start to make your room beautiful, then everything around that isn't like that just starts to glow in the worst sense. It's terribly dangerous. That's why people are afraid of beauty, but it's the greatest thing you can do. Beautiful things are beautiful for a reason. That beauty has depth, like it's real depth, man. That's what gets you in touch with the transcendent and the divine is beauty. You introduce that into your room, you're playing with fire. And people will resist it. Make it beautiful. 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 It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. I was in this museum a while back. It was full of these paintings from the late Renaissance. There's like a dozen of them in this one room. Every painting on that wall was worth $300 million, like minimum. You couldn't buy those paintings. Like there was like a dozen of them in there. I thought, wow, there's like $3.6 billion worth of paintings in this room. And people are making pilgrimages from all over the world just to look at them. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's like, yeah, no kidding. What the hell's going on? There's beauty in those paintings. There's beauty and it's magnificent. And part of what it does is say, you aren't who you should be. That's what beauty does to you. That's why you're intimidated by a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman, it's like, oh my God. You know, attracted for sure, but definitely intimidated. It's like, well, that's because you aren't who you could be. Beauty does that to you because beauty has that contrast.
Waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, get to have the whole day. Oh, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, get to have the whole day. Hey, oh, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, you get to have the whole day. Hey, oh. Waking up in the morning, baby, oh. You get to have a whole day, hey, oh. Carry me home.
Saxophone was recorded in 2004. Lay dormant on my hard drive, waiting for the right moment.
That's you, baby, it's you!
Make it beautiful. I said make it beautiful. I said clean up your room. Woo! Blake MacArthur. I said clean up your room would be perfect after this. Hey, check it out.
Akira.
He's got clout.
Yeah!
You gotta be oriented towards something. Because otherwise you're disoriented. You just spin around in circles and then you suffer. And so do people around you. It's not a good solution.
Nope.
Orient yourself towards something. You have to figure out what it is. What will work for you? What goal would justify the suffering of your life? Start trying to piece that together. You're going to get better at it. Start trying to piece that together. You're going to get better at it. But it's a personal process. So you need a personal place to stand because otherwise you're going to be handed a plate on a plate. And it may be one that makes you a puppet of someone else's goals. I would say, what are the processes? Well, I think what I've recommended to people is clean up your room. 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 Clean up your room.
Didn't know what to do next.
You know, I'm really never sure which version of that song I like best. At the moment, I think I like that one best. It kind of goes in waves, you know. Speaking of waves. Speaking of waves.
Whoa! Did you mind what happens? Not. I don't care what happens. I don't care. It's dismissive. It's a loving indifference, a benevolent indifference, as Francis used to say. It's not an indifference that is cold. Because awareness is not an aloof, separate witness of experience locked up in an ivory tower of indifference. Intimately one with all experience. So its intimacy is its loving aspect. It doesn't know the meaning of the word resistance or rejection. So it is intimately one with and at the same time free of all experience. So it is both loving and indifferent. So it is both loving and indifferent. So it is not a cold indifference. It's a loving indifference. Loving indifference. We're speaking about awareness. Loving indifference. And there is a meaning to the words true and false, right and wrong. Loving indifference. We're speaking about awareness. Loving indifference. The qualities that are inherent in our true nature. We're speaking about awareness. If we talk about mind, that's a different matter. Because mind's experience is always divided into polarities. Good and bad, right and wrong, true and false. And at the level of mind, those categories are valid. They don't pertain to consciousness. Consciousness doesn't know the difference between good and bad. There is no good and bad or right or wrong. But when consciousness assumes the form of mind, it divides itself into two. And at that level, there are differences, there are distinctions, and there is a meaning to the words loving indifference. We're speaking about awareness. Loving indifference. And there is a meaning to the words true and false, right and wrong. Loving indifference. We're speaking about awareness. Loving indifference. The qualities that are inherent in our true nature. So in terms of ethics, what is right and what is wrong? I would suggest what is right at the level of the mind is behavior that expresses the qualities that are inherent in our true nature. Another name for awareness is love. So behavior that is loving is an expression of the inherent quality of our true nature. The inherent quality of our true nature. Loving indifference. We're speaking about awareness. Loving indifference. And there is a meaning to the words true and false, right and wrong. Loving indifference. We're speaking about awareness. Loving indifference. The qualities that are inherent in our true nature. Cruel or unkind. Unjust, unloving behavior are behaviors that, whilst they come originally from awareness, there's nowhere else they could come from. They are filtered through the belief in separation, and as they are filtered through separation, they are perverted or distorted. So hatred, for instance, is love distorted by the sense of separation. So hatred, for instance, is love or distorted by the sense of separation.
What's up, baby? What's up? Ow!
Great choice, Andrew Kamarami. That's one of my favorites. That's Love and Indifference from Meaningwave Masterpieces 2 with Rupert Spira. Shouts out to the spoon, the rapidly reducing spoon, the spoon that is nearly gone. The spoon nearly spoon no more. Speaking of nearly no more, we got time for one more, I think. What up, yo? Make some noise, Meaningwave Autonomous Song.
Akira. He's got clout.
But what draws people to ayahuasca again and again? To brace themselves for this experience, and you do have to brace yourself, is its extraordinary effect at the level of consciousness. And one of those effects has to do with creativity. And we can see the creative cosmogenic impulse of ayahuasca in the paintings of ayahuasca shamans. As these paintings show another universal experience of ayahuasca, the encounter with seemingly intelligent entities which communicate with us telepathically. I'm making no claim one way or another as to the reality status of these entities we encounter. Simply that phenomenologically, in the ayahuasca experience, they are encountered by people all over the world, and most frequently of all, the spirit of ayahuasca herself. Mother Ayahuasca, who is a healer. Mother Ayahuasca, who is a healer. And although she's kind of the mother goddess of the planet, she seems to take a direct personal interest in us as individuals, to heal our ills, to want us to be the best that we can possibly be, to correct errors and mistakes in our behavior that may be leading us down the wrong path. And this is perhaps why ayahuasca has been fantastically successful in getting people off harmful addictions to hard drugs such as heroin and cocaine. Jacques Mabit at the Takiwasi Clinic in Peru brings heroin and cocaine addicts out there for a month, gives them 12 ayahuasca sessions. They have encounters with Mother Ayahuasca during those sessions that lead them not to wish to take heroin or cocaine anymore. More than half leave completely free of their addiction, never return to it, and don't even have withdrawal symptoms. The same incredible healing work was being done in Canada by Dr. Gabor Mate until the Canadian government intervened and stopped his healing practice on the grounds that ayahuasca itself was an illegal drug. Mother Ayahuasca, who is a healer. Mother Ayahuasca, who is a healer. Mother Ayahuasca, who is a healer. Mother Ayahuasca, who is a healer.
MHC! Brand new from Akira The Don and Graham Hancock from the album The War on Consciousness, dropping this week. Oh shoot! Shouts out to the return of that epic sax. Who is the hero? Hey! What's up, Melinda? That was nice.
Akira.
Whoa, over the rainbow, way up high. There's a land that I dreamed of once in a lullaby. Amazing! That's right, baby, that's that land, baby. I dreamed of that land, and now look at it, look at it, look at this beautiful land. Meaningwave Autonomous Zone, it exists. Mazatlantis exists. God bless. Way up high, I land that I dreamed of once in a lullaby. Yo, shouts out to everyone who was here tonight. What a wonderful time, what a wonderful people. People of Mazatlantis, a blessed folk. Cheers to you all, by Jove. Cheers to you all, Chris Olin, Fool Killer, Stephen Arms, Word XP, The Accidental Poet, Becca H, Ed Smith, Mike, Beta123, Bricker Johnson, CB, Becca, Melinda, Blake, Andrew, David S, CB and JC. Cheers to you and yours, to everyone here and theirs, amen. Shouts out to everyone else. Who else was there? The person called Meaning, and of course Zachary Goldstein. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. Same Meaning time, same Meaning channel. 7 a.m. CT on Twitch in the morning. And in the evening we're here on YouTube and Twitch and ThinkSpot. By Jove we are. Tomorrow is Monday. What wonderful things will come tomorrow? We'll let's wait and see, shall we? Let's wait and see. Something wonderful tomorrow like there is every day, frankly. Every day is a blessing. Every day is a gift. This is the day the Lord made, and we are grateful for it. I'm grateful for it, by Jove. Thank you. Thank you, the Lord. Thank you, God. Thank you, Wave Father, for all of this epic bounty. Thank you for getting us through the storm safely. You know, me and my family and I, and you know, our neighbors and everyone else who got through. You know, we weathered a storm. It was a very, very intense week, and of course, nothing in a historical context, and nothing even in a global context. But it really did make me grateful. You know, it made me grateful for electricity. It made me really appreciate electricity. You know, and it made me really appreciate warmth. Made me really appreciate Meaningwave Velvet. It made me really appreciate the brave citizens of the Meaningwave Autonomous Zone. Thank you all for being here. God bless. We'll be back tomorrow, like we always do this time. Love to you and your family. All praises to the ancestors. All praises to the Most High. God bless. Amen. We'll see you all tomorrow. 3, 2, 1. Bye. Ooh, we rated? We rated. Who we rated? Twitch, if you're on Twitch, we rated somebody. Let's raid somebody. Let's do it. 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 Let's do it for the ancestors. Oh!
By Jove.